Hi, it's Rod Young here. The iPad's about to go off and we're about to have the Regional Council ring in. Full submission to the Regional Council, full Regional Council, the hearing committee. And the other iPad here, which is set up with a video that is on their YouTube channel from the Regional Council. And I'll just show you what it looks like. This is their video and we'll just play it just so that you're aware. Can you hear that?
Tell us what you love about the Waikato, what your favourite part of the region is and why.
Well, I'd have to say the whole of the Waikato constituency, which is obviously my constituency, but a place that really intrigues me is where we're standing right now. This whole place would be underwater if it wasn't for these myriad of stop banks that you see around us. These stop banks not only protect the people that are living in these areas, but they allow them to carry on farming. They now have a rail trail. This college over here has produced many New Zealand champions on this canal right here. I think it's a fantastic area, and the whole stop bank thing just intrigues me. You know, it's the rail trails bring thousands of tourists into our area every year.
What do you see as being the big issues for the Waikato region over the next 10 years?
We've got big things going on at the moment. Sea change, which is the clean-up of the Firth of Thames out into the Harrika Gulf, trying to clean up the nutrients in the water that have basically come about, what scientists are saying is from intensive land use, whether it be forestry, dairy, sheep and beef, and it's just a lowering of the nitrates in the water. Healthy Rivers Plan for Change and collaboration with Fonterra and dairy industry. Interface between economy and environment is going to be huge, and people are going to have to work together to make it work.
Describe how you think the council can resolve these issues.
Well, I think it's really quite simple, and I think it's a matter of councillors getting out into their communities and being seen, and on the ground people can see that we're there to help as well. We're not just there as a regulatory group. I'm part of an effluent review currently in process at council, and I think getting the trust back with farmers is a huge thing that we need, and we're going through a process at the moment where we're trying to get, rather than aerial surveillance, we're trying to get people back on the ground, meeting with farmers and going through their issues. We also have the Healthy Rivers, which is coming into effect on the Waipaha side of the catchment, and it's going to affect over the eastern side of the catchment at some stage as well. Government's told us by 2017 we have to be making an active, we have to be active at cleaning up these rivers. So I'm a dairy farmer myself, and I know it's going to impact heavily on dairy farmers and farmers as a whole. I think the council must work in closely with farmers.
So there you have it. That's their YouTube channel, and very simply this channel can broadcast live the submissions. I want to sit down and hear what the submissions are, and just PBN, the Pacific, at the Sports and Events Centre in Hamilton. And the weekend I was doing a camera operation job feeding into the board there for DV imprints, and that was something where the young people were engaged in, and they've got a DVD of it. Our submissions need to be the same level, and some staff don't even have an iPad, haven't handled one, they don't know how to turn one on and off. It's like employing a person who doesn't know how to read and write. Now, that's nothing wrong with not being able to read and write. When we got to New Zealand in the early days, kapahaka and waiata was an oral language. So we've got to cater for the oral language, we've got to cater for the kinesthetic learners, we've got to cater for reading and writing. A lot of the farm workers, they're out there 14-hour days, 14 days straight, and then they'll get a day or two off. So we've got to interact, and they can get text messaging, they check their phones, they've got broadband, they've got rural internet, all of these things. And we as a community needs to make sure that everyone's involved. So that's me preparing for the regional council, for my submission here in South Waikato through my broadband, which is, Tokoroa is one of the first towns in the whole of New Zealand that's got broadband put through it. So we got the oldest mayor here in South Waikato, Neil Sinclair, and he's retiring this year at 75 years old. And for the last 10 years I've been going along to council meetings, and just the CEO, Craig Hobbs, said I get very limited views on my, but he doesn't realise I enjoy breaking the barriers. And then he said, oh, we're not going to be able to interact with people through fibre optic. So not only does he gloat that you don't get many viewers, he says he's not going to encourage or welcome, or how do you get viewers if you don't make it easy for young ones to participate? And so, you know, I'm looking forward to that sea change. And like that gentleman just said, it's about getting out there. Yeah, you can fly a drone around and take photos, aerial surveillance and that sort of thing and build people, or you can get out on the ground and shake some hands and get to know them and meet them. And this is part of doing that. We need to see our young ones out there and interact with them. So that's my follow-up to, this is before the regional council rings me, and this is a follow-up. If you like, I'll send this video in just to let them know. Now what I said to them, they said, oh, the data projector's on the roof, on the ceiling, and they couldn't run a cable from there. Well, I explained to them, if you plugged an Apple TV into for $100, you use the Wi-Fi. So when you got the iPad sitting on the desk, it's got Wi-Fi that connects to the Apple TV, which then broadcasts to the whole room. So it's been a year. At the same time last year, I said, oh, ready for the iPad to go through. I said, oh, we can't do that. We've got to go with the Microsoft's Skype. So we tried to do that, and theirs broke up for some reason. So we had to go back to the telephone, you know. And we're a year later, and how much further on are we? And so I'm just asking that the regional council make it a priority. CEO and the chairperson of the hearing, just make it that you have some staff members who can text, some staff members who can do an iPad and set up and just communicate. That's all that's required. You get employed at the council for degrees and pens and papers and writing and exam. We need to employ HR. It's up to you, human resources, to employ some people who can communicate with text phones and cell phones and use of that technology, YouTube, and bring in viewers. And we need to employ people who are savvy with that. So that's my question to you, Regional Council. Next year, will you be ready to do a submission, a hearing submission from Tokoroa through the iPad and broadcast it, as well as receive it and put it on your big screen so all the staff can hear? Okay, that's my challenge, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. Thank you very much. Rod Young out from Tokoroa here in South Waikato.